Hello, I'm Matt Guff from thehouse.com, and this is a 2020 T.Rice Climax Snowboard. This is Lib Tech's most lightweight deck besides those kid decks that they make. It comes in two sizes, the 59 and the 163. So for those intermediate to advanced level riders that like all mountain free riding, this is one badass board that T.Rice kind of had basically zero limits creating. It's a directional style board. Has a setback stance of 3/4 of an inch, which is quite a bit. As you see right away, the nose is a little bit longer than what you find in that tail, and it's the exact same shape as the T.Rice Gold member, except it has the Climax style construction, making it extremely lightweight, very, very powerful, and of course, very stiff. The profile shape is just like what you find in the Gold member. This is the Climax C2X. Has a shorter rocker positioning in between the feet. As you see, the board kind of teeter-totters back and forth. There's a longer camber section underneath each foot to the contact points. But overall, yeah, it will have a rocker style kind of like feel to it. But that camber underneath that back foot, of course, is going to provide a lot of pop, stability while it's up on an edge. But because of the stiffness of this board, even though it does have a little bit of rocker between the feet, this deck is not going to wash out. It's a very fun profile shape. It's kind of this more stable of the C2 profiles, or of the three C2 profile shapes that Lib Tech provides. Lib Tech's been making decks for a really long time in the USA, actually about 30 years now, and they have zero waste in the manufacturing process, which is pretty remarkable because of all the crazy construction material types that you find inside the T.Rice Climax. Now, as you can imagine, with the carbon, the magnesium, the fiberglass, that there's going to be a lot of stiffness to the deck, a lot of response, of course, and a lot of stability. The feeling fluctuating this bad boy is about a 9. Now, I'd say that it would be a 10 if it was a full camber profile shape, but because it has a hybrid profile, I put it in that 9 style positioning. But you'll have no need of like really slipping out of this deck because of the stiffness and because of that magnet traction style edge. Now, inside of this thing, again, is that Climax style construction. Now, Climax means that there's 3 different wood types and different percentages of the wood types inside that wood core. It's actually 20% aspen, 40% polonium, and 30% balsa, making it, again, a very lightweight and most lightweight deck from Lib Tech for the season. Now, as you can see from the top sheet, which is clear, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's magnesium style strips. There's 30-degree and negative 30-degree style carbon, and then carbon, woven style carbon at 0 and at 90 degrees, and then triax glass somewhere in there, and then additional magnesium style overlays on the edges. This is a very rugged style board. And as you can imagine, it may not be as damp as some other boards that feature as much carbon. I don't want to say that it's chattery, but you definitely feel a lot of chatter when you're going through some rough stuff. So kind of keep that in mind. If you like pillow floating on a stiff deck, this is going to be a good one. And hard charging, but you're going to definitely feel kind of a lot more of that energy going back up through your body. The base obviously is going to be centered. Duh, could you imagine if it was TNT? The center base, of course, is going to absorb lots of wax. Got to keep wax maintained throughout the season. Lib Tech does a fantastic job of doing nice structure right out of the factory. And then there's that magnet traction style edge, 7 serrations. Down the line, of course, that help to grip on really firm snow. But another cool thing about the Climax style deck is that it has very thinned out tips and tails. They reduce the core construction materials to keep the swing weight super low and keep the swing weight more towards the center of the deck so you can spin faster with rotational velocity. I really like the graphic of the board. I like that it's the top sheet's kind of translucent and clear, but they still have a little bit of color pop to it. It's a great shape. Of course, T.Rice knows what he wants, and he loves this thing. This is the 2020 Lib Tech T.Rice Climax Snowboard. You can check it out at thehouse.com, of course. We're shipping FedEx this year, pretty much through and through. And one cool thing that I just heard about our FedEx shipping is that we actually have it arrive 2 days prior. It usually arrives 2 days prior than when it's expected to arrive. That's kind of like a cool thing that I just kind of found out about from our FedEx rep. So cheers to FedEx for helping us make those things happen. Make sure to get this thing now. It's going to sell out right away, just like the Orca, just like a lot of other decks from Lib Tech. So check that out, link in the bio, leave a comment, let me know what you think, subscribe to the channel there, check more vids there, and hopefully I'll see you guys around. Peace.